Namaste, hello and welcome. Well, in this practice, we're going to kind of cultivate the feeling of doing the front splits without ever doing the front splits. So lots of opening of the back of the legs and the front of the hips, but it's a really kind of empathetic movement practice today. So lots of opportunities to adapt and just take things a whole lot easier today, to be super gentle in this practice. That's the whole idea. So I hope you enjoy this very kind of liquidy hips flow, deep opening, but very nourishing and juicy. So let's get into it. We'll be on the back. So as you make your way onto your back, bring the feet to touch and let the knees drop out to the sides into Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. And then just placing the hands wherever is most natural for you. I kind of feel like putting them on my belly today. A feeling of sort of tactile connectivity can be there with applying the hands to the body somewhere. We might bring the arms to the side and roll the palms open to have a nice sort of receptive, big, broad opening through the chest. Either way, take a long and deep breath in, and then relax a little more on the breath out, relaxing the shoulders and the head. And then letting the belly start to relax as the knees go a little heavier. And start to feel like your attention is distilling. It's getting clearer and simpler, focusing just on the room around you. And then continuing a process of drawing your attention inward into the body and letting the attention rest within the body. You start to bring emphasis to concentrate on your body for this period of time more than anything else. So your body becomes the priority, and your intention to start to nourish it and nurture it in a way that's most beneficial to this moment. So centering your attention at your belly, start by enhancing your breath a little. Breathing in a little more deeply, breathing out a little bit more slowly. Just slowing down your breath rate. Letting this capture your attention. Complete immersion within your body, prioritizing your sense of well-being now. And then maintaining that kind of quality of listening. And as we keep the breath rolling, nice and slow, nice and deep, interactive with the breath, and start to draw the knees together and get straight into movement. So hug the knees up in towards the chest. Take a nice little squeeze, and then see about coming into happy baby, grabbing the outer blades of the feet, and just having maybe a little pedal and a kick of the legs, sort of testing through the back of the legs, testing out the hips. Even, I like to kind of click the heels together over my face a little bit too, more like a bit of a diamond shape with the legs. It can be nice there to sort of massage and roll up and down the spine a little bit. It seems to get those muscles that run up against the spine really well. We'll just take maybe one or two more breaths here in these little variations of happy baby. And then place the feet down to the ground. Raise the arms up over the head here, and keeping the arms up over the head will come through rolling bridge. So inhale, lift the hips up, and then exhale, lower the hips down. Keep on going, tilting the tailbone off the floor before the hips then raise towards the ceiling. And lowering back down and just taking 2, maybe 3 more rounds. Keep the nice little tuck of the tailbone initially as the hips are coming off the floor. We'll just go one more round. Suck the belly in a little bit more now. And as you release, hips come down, find figure 4, place your right ankle on the left knee, just for 3 breaths, drawing the legs in, grab a hold of the shin, cradling the baby is welcome. We'll kind of start those breaths from here. And one more nice long and deep breath to then drop the legs over to the left into a twist, taking them down to the side. The left hand might encourage the right knee to come down, but really try and reach your right arm up high towards the top of the mat. And let the shoulder drop down towards the floor as you do that. And just take 2 more big breaths here. And coming back through center as you inhale, wrapping the left leg over the right one, or just taking it onto the figure 4 on the other side, however you can. Leg comes in towards the chest, the ankles on the knee, and drawing the legs in. Dropping the shoulders down a little here. Probably just one more deep breath from here now. And then finding the twist on the other side, dropping the legs over to the right, opening out your left shoulder. Again, reaching nice and high, broadly to the side, keeping the torso soft as you exhale. And back through to center. Knees into the chest, rocking up to a seated position, and then rolling over the knees and coming into cat-cow. Finding tabletop, hands and knees, and moving straight into it. Taking an inhale to press the belly down, and an exhale to raise and arch up through your spine. Keep on going with that. Inhale to dip, exhale to arch. Nice slow and gentle movement, and not just finding a nice depth in the dip to the arch, but going a layer deeper than that and connecting your breath to your movement. So there's much more mental integration into what you're doing. And this is an active practice of staying present. A somatic means of it. We'll just take one more round, dip to the arch. And then keeping that nice kind of rippling, rolling going, coming into down dog, lifting up the hips, just taking a breath or two to bend through the knees once or twice more, pedaling out the legs. And then pretty straight away coming into rolling plank, bringing the shoulders above your wrists. And exhale to bend the knees and slide the hips back and up into down dog. So just do that a couple more times. High plank brings you forward, a little bend in the knees as you scoop the hips up, and just one more time, forward and back to lift the hips. Now this time come into high plank and lower all the way down until you're flat onto the floor through a push-up. Take your hands off the side of the mat there and roll with cobra. So lifting the chest as you inhale. You exhale to lower the chest nice and gently and quite carefully. And just do that a few more times by yourself. Lifting and lowering the chest. Pointing your toes. Firing up the thighs just a little. And then, use your arms, but also use the lower back muscles to kind of slow down the release. And just take one more round, lift it lower. And then as the chest comes down, now come back to tabletop, hands and knees, straight up into down dog, lifting the hips, walking your hands back towards your feet into a forward fold, and letting your whole upper body just sort of hang, dangle, sway from side to side a couple of times here for a breath or two more. And then rolling up the spine with a deeper bend in the knees, rippling up, rolling up, reaching up at the top, nice and big, catching opposite elbows above your head as you arrive, leaning over to your left into a side bend. Inhale to come back up through the center, over to the right. You can physically pull the elbow over. One more time now, back up through the center, leaning to the left. Back up through center and over to the right. Keep the butt tight. Good, back through center. And this time, release the hands and catch them behind the lower back. Roll back the shoulders and fold in. Bringing the hands up over the head, drawing the head down and relaxing the neck as the knees might bend a little bit more there. We'll take a breath or two extra here. And now as you release the hands, take a halfway lift to lengthen out. Place the left hand down and raise the right hand up into a twist. Nice big bend in the left knee. We're going to keep moving. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, left hand raises up, big bend in the right knee. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand up, twisting the other way, left knee now bends. Exhale, switch it up, right hand down. Inhale, left hand comes up. And then as the left hand comes down, walk the hands all the way out to plank position, shoulders above your wrists. Lower down through chaturanga until you're flat. And now take the hands, in fact, maybe forward a couple of inches. Inhale to lift the chest into cobra. And then lower back down with a little bit of control through the arms, but mostly through the glutes. Keep on going, lifting the chest, shoulder blades squeeze back. And then lower down. Let's do that one more time. Lift and lower. Inhale, shoulders back. And exhale, coming down. You can either push up through plank or go back through tabletop, hands and knees, back up into down dog. And now taking a nice easy walk towards the top of the mat, feet coming up towards the hands. Keep the feet separated at the top of the mat. Bend the knees and roll up the spine through to standing. Reach up at the top. And now keep the arms up. Lift the heels up off the floor like a ballerina. Hold here, squeeze the butt, suck your belly in, find your balance, a little wobbly. And now go ahead and try and mess with your balance by interlacing the hands behind the lower back. Take your time, nothing rushed. Roll back the shoulders, lift the chest, suck the belly in. And now drop the heels to fold forward. Hands coming up over the head. Just 2 big breaths here. Good, release, halfway lift. Now the left foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Puff the chest out on fingertips. Now in this shape, keep the collarbones lifting a little, but start to lower the back knee to hover just off the floor. Squeeze your left glute tighter and then lift the collarbones higher. So we're just hovering the back knee off the floor. For me, it's pretty deep. So you can let the front knee come forward a little bit more of the ankle if you wanted to, but just keep your left butt cheek tight. And we'll just take one more big breath here. Stay with it. Now gentle and conservative movement to lift the hips into pyramid and straighten through the front leg. Like you can take 2 breaths to get there if you wanted to, and we'll go extra slow. So inhale nice and slowly, bend the front knee. Exhale to drop the back knee to hover. Inhale to lift the chest for a breath. And as you exhale, lift the hips and now fold into pyramid. We're going to do this 2 more times. Bend the front knee. Exhale, drop the back knee. Squeeze the butt, lift the collarbones. Exhale, fold forward, lift the hips. We got one last round. Inhale to lunge. Squeeze the butt, hover the knee, lift the chest. Exhale to fold in, pyramid. Very simply, step up to the top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift to lengthen out. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand tall, reaching up for the ceiling, nice and big. And exhale to fold straight back down, and we do the other side. Right foot now stepping back. So slow and steady is the way. Puff the chest out, collarbones lifting, back leg nice and straight for a moment. Big breath in here. And now starting to lower the back knee, but you gotta squeeze the butt. Lift the collarbones, hold for a breath or 2. And then lift the hips into pyramid. We got 4 rounds total here. Fold. Inhale to lunge, come forward. Drop the back knee, squeeze the butt, lift the collarbones. Exhale, lift the hips and fold. Inhale to lunge, coming forward. Exhale, drop the knees, squeeze the butt. Inhale, lift the collarbones. Exhale to fold, lifting the hips. Let's just do one more. Lunge, come forward. Drop the knee, hover, squeeze the butt, lift the chest. Exhale to fold in. And stepping straight up now, feet together. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand tall, reaching up. Welcome to come to a vinyasa flow. Otherwise, follow me. Fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, flatten out. Stepping back to plank and lowering all the way down onto the floor. One breath to lift the chest as high as you can go into seal. Exhale to lower straight back down and through tabletop into downward facing dog. Lifting up the hips. One or two more breaths there. Inhale, right leg raises up. And step the foot in between the hands to find crescent lunge. Arms up. Big breath in at the top. And as you exhale, find arrowhead. Sweep the arms back. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing back. And now gently release the hands to the floor. Lift the hips into pyramid and stay. In this fold, drop the back heel into the floor. But keep the tailbone lifting. Try and relax the shoulders a little and then settle in for just a few more steady breaths. Smooth on the exhale, relaxing the shoulders. And one more breath. Inhale to lunge, bend the front knee, raise up the arms into crescent lunge. Hands coming to prayer and turn to your right into a twist, hooking the elbow around the knee. Now you might have to extend the back leg a little further, but establish the strength of the back leg. Really squeeze the butt, keeping the leg nice and straight through the thigh and the knee. One more breath here only. And then very gently drop the back knee to the floor, raising up the arms into low lunge. And then circle the arms out to catch them behind the lower back. And roll back the shoulders. Suck your belly in before you do anything. And then squeeze the butt and maybe sink the hips a little. An option to possibly lift the back foot. Just sort of squeeze the butt tighter to lift the chest. It's a deep option, but it's an option nonetheless. We'll take two more breaths, whatever you got going on. And as you release the hands to the floor, straighten through the front leg into half Hanuman, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the neck, and just 3 breaths here. And then similar to before, as you lunge into the front knee, step up. Step up to the top of the mat, feet together. Take a halfway lift as you arrive. And exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand tall, reaching up. Exhale to fold forward. This time, I'll take the vinyasa flow, but maybe drop it back a little if you want to. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back to plank. Finding bent elbows into chaturanga, like a push-up. Pull the chest through the arms into upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Lifting up the hips, up and back. And you just take one more long breath there in down dog. Inhale to raise the left leg up. Step the foot in between the hands. Crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up. And exhale to arrowhead. Sweep the arms back, bow the chest forward. Now squeeze the shoulder blades here. And as you lift the hips, place the hands on the floor and bring the chest forward and down into pyramid. Sinking the back heel. As soon as you get that back heel coming down, there's the contrast. The tailbone kind of feels like it's flicking up a little bit. Especially the left butt cheek lifting a little. And it doesn't have to be much of an adjustment to feel it pretty quickly. Start to soften through the shoulders now, as much as the legs might be doing all sorts of work. 2 to 3 more steady breaths, smooth exhalation. And crescent lunge, bend the front knee, arms raising up, hands to prayer, and gently turn to the left, hook the elbow, again the back knee might scooch a little further back. Almost the chest lifting a little away from the thigh to turn deeper. Just 2 more breaths here or so. And then releasing the back knee to the floor. Arms raising up. Exhale, release the arms behind the lower back. Catch the hands, roll back the shoulders, lift the chest, suck the belly in, squeeze at the butt. Couple of breaths here. Maybe the back foot is coming in. Whoa. So my trick for that is sort of the front foot almost gripping the mat a little bit, pulling the heel back. I feel the front hamstring light up underneath the leg, all that tension. It's almost like the toes are gripping the ground to stay steady in the front. And then taking just 2 more breaths here. A little extra hold on this side. And then half Hanuman, straightening through the front leg, releasing the hands and folding in. Left hip pulling back a little, relaxing the shoulders. Just taking a few more easy breaths. And then looking forward to just straight step up, feet together, halfway lift as you get there. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand, reaching up. And exhale to fold forward, nice and gently. I'm going to take it cool on this side, so stepping back to plank. Lowering all the way down to your flat. Chest lifting up. Intelligent edge there, and then lowering back down. Come back through tabletop, and as soon as you're in tabletop, come back into child's pose, or from down dog into child's pose, and just take 3, maybe 4 breaths there, just sort of letting the hips close up and settle. If child's pose is uncomfortable, stay in a kneeling position. A couple more deep breaths here. And then take the legs out to the side to take a seat, and take the legs out nice and wide. And once the legs are out wide, you might then walk the sitting bones back a little bit, lift the feet, lift the chest, and then walk the hands out in front of you, bringing the chest forward and down. Softening through the shoulders there, pretty straight away. Doesn't matter how far you're coming into this shape, all the structure's the same, so we'll all try and lift the lower back a little bit, but then bring nice softness into the upper body, shoulders, neck, eyes, all those really expressive areas of the body. Bring a nurturing quality to mind, a caring quality, and I think with that naturally receptivity comes. Quality of listening, quality of feeling, just a general level of empathy for the body. 3 more deep breaths here to encourage that. Inhale, chest lifts up. And then coming straight towards Baddha Konasana, almost like a second part to that posture. So feet together, interlock the fingers, lift the chest, and then bow forward. And we won't be on this one for too long. So as soon as you bow in, same kind of structure, lower back lifts, shoulders and neck relaxes. Let the eyes settle. Breathing right down towards the tailbone. Just 3 more breaths now, maybe a little more length through the lower back. And then lifting up the chest and going to come towards one of my current favorite twists. Bring the legs, bring the feet to the floor first and just drop the knees from side to side a couple of times. Just make sure the hips are feeling nice and kind of neutral. And then with the feet wide, drop the knees over to the right and prop yourself up a little higher. And so this left leg, it might come around a little bit more, but feel it out as we go. So start to turn to the right. Bring the right hand behind you as far as you want to, but keep the lower back lifted so the spine is fairly straight, but you're sort of just leaning back at the hip. And then if you have the opportunity, left hand can grab the right thigh to twist a little deeper, or the hand might even walk around towards the right hand as well. And now in that case, the left hip might come forward a little bit more and wrap over, but sort of feel it out, play with it. If you're feeling any kind of jamming in the lower back, obviously back it off. That's NQR. And keep all the rotation happening in the upper spine, in the upper chest. 3 more slow and steady exhalations here. Keep rotating the chest. You might even squeeze the left butt cheek a little bit now. 1 more, nice long one. And coming back through to center and coming to the other side. It's fairly deep, isn't it? Dropping the legs over to the other side, you really crank it on. And then, so just play with the hip as you get into it, the right leg there. So you start to walk the hands around. So I hope this makes sense, but the spine stays straight and you're rotating on the axis, but you can lean back from the hip. So as I lean back, the spine stays straight, leaning back from the hip, walking the left hand around. And then maybe the right hand comes around or you're pressing off the leg. But also a general feeling of lifting up as well. So it's almost like the spine is on a 45-degree angle, launching up and out. You keep on keeping the twist coming from the chest region. For just a couple more breaths here. And then back through to center. Grab a hold of the knees and make your way down onto your back. As soon as you're there, hug them in for a moment and you might just rock a little bit from side to side. Some circles with the hips might be really, really nice there. And then coming into happy baby, grabbing the outer blades of the feet. And then from here, just a bit of a pick and choose to kind of wrap your practice up. And I'll throw a few options at you and you just sort of pick one. So you could be here in happy baby and then come down for a rest. Maybe figure 4, right ankle on the left knee and draw the legs in. You could even wrap your arms around that leg and find cradle the baby, which gets a lot more intense. You could even come into a twist at some stage, just like how we began. Dropping the legs over to the left. And it does feel like a bit of a different twist to what we were just in. We'll sort of do something for the next few breaths. Just sort of getting the body adjusted and comfortably ready to give yourself the best opportunity at Shavasana you can. And that's really, in a way, what a lot of the practice is about. Methods and techniques to set you up for experiencing some level of peacefulness, drawing you closer to that place of ease within yourself, a lack of conflict within yourself, and just a general comfortability to be with that kind of stillness within the body. So as you start to come towards Shavasana now, genuinely try and give yourself that kind of gift of rest. Let your breathing become natural and normal. Let the shoulders settle and the jaw too. And start to guide yourself towards that feeling of completely letting go physically. A complete surrender of the body, a complete trust of the floor beneath you. And let your awareness settle into a quiet place. It just watches, doesn't get involved in what's happening, just watching for a short period of time here. I'll sign off here and say namaste. Your support is much, much more than appreciated, so thank you so much. Enjoy, take care, much love. I'll see you next time.